Here are 7 clever picture hanging tips that everyone should know. For tip number 7, we're going to use some toothpaste for these little hooks. These are separately placed and it makes it really difficult to get the exact right measurement for where to put your nails. So some toothpaste can help. I'm going to use some red toothpaste in this case since this is going on a white wall and we need it to show up. So I'm just going to put a little dab of it there, a little dab of it there, and it helps if you put these out even just a little bit if they'll stay, like that. There we go. And when it comes time to put the picture up, I'm gonna face it the right way, hold it with my left hand on the bottom. I'm putting a level on top just to make sure I get this nice and straight at the right height. And then once we're level, right there, just go ahead and let that kiss the wall. And then we've got our 2 marks exactly where our nails need to be. Next, make sure your picture hooks are out again once they're cleaned off. And then once you line up one of these, kind of grabs onto both and you're good to go. Nice and level. For tip number 6, we're going to use command strips to mount this picture so there's nothing at all left on the wall behind. We want to be sure to use a picture frame that has had the mounting hardware removed so we have a nice clean surface, and then put some alcohol on a paper towel and then make sure everything's nice and clean. You want to do this to both the picture frame as well as the wall. Next, we'll put our command strips together in pairs and kind of lock them in place like this. And then we can separate each one out. So I'm going to remove the backing from one at a time and put them one here and then one about halfway down. Same thing on the other side. There we go. Next, we'll remove this backing so that we get it ready to put on the wall. Just like before, we want to make sure everything looks good and level before we stick it to the wall. Right there. Then give it a good push. Now, one thing a lot of people don't know is you actually want to remove it right away. And then take about 30 seconds to push these all really good against the wall. And then you actually need to wait an hour for the adhesive to fully set and cure onto the wall. And then after that hour, we can put it back on. At that point, it should click into place. Now, when you're ready to remove the picture, it comes off damage-free. Just start from the bottom, pull it off like that. And then these can be removed just by pulling down on the tabs nice and slowly. And off they come, no marks left behind. Just be careful, it's kind of like pulling a rubber band, they smack you. Ow. Tip number 5 is not making a mess when you're driving drywall anchors. There are actually 3 methods for doing this. If you're gonna have to drill a hole, then you can make a little catch out of painter's tape like this. Another method is just to take a sticky note, place it on the wall, and then fold it up, like that. And you can also put some little wings on it to help catch things. A third method is just to use an envelope with a bit of painter's tape on it. Now, to show you the difference, I'm gonna drill one hole over here with no catch on it, and we'll see how much dust comes down. Okay, quite a bit. You can see that catches it all. Great. Now you can drive your drywall anchors in with less mess. Tip number 4 is using painter's tape to help with these tricky layouts. This stuff is super helpful for things like power strips, but especially when hanging pictures. What you can do is grab a length of it that crosses the 2 areas that need to be mounted. And what I like to do is actually make sure these are in the right position and then place the painter's tape at the very top of the hooks. So right there and right there. And push that in there. Then use a marker and just mark right where that nail needs to go in order to get this perfect. Now this can serve as a line for leveling to make sure the picture is perfectly level when you hang it up too. Now you can use your piece of tape to put it exactly where you want it. Right about there. Now we know exactly where to put those nails. Remove the tape. And you're ready to hang. My wife just had an awesome idea. She said, why don't you just tape those things down so they stop spinning around? And that is brilliant. So I'm gonna tape those down. Let's keep them in place. Gonna get under there, right there. Okay. Tip number 3 is using a fork to help out when those wires just won't catch on the nail. Have you ever tried to hang something like this and the wire just will not grab? Well, you can actually just place a fork on the nail or the screw that you're using and use that as a little hook to catch the wire as it slides down. Once the picture or mirror is in place, just remove the fork. Problem solved. Now just a little bonus tip, you can use some mounting putty on anything that swivels or swings like this. Tip number 2 is using a cereal box to help hang our pictures. Now you may have seen some picture hanging tools like this one, and they're super handy. They do exactly what they claim. It says it marks exactly where the nail goes, and it does just that. The way it works is you hang your picture on the actual hook, and then once you've got it in place, you just push against it, and it leaves a little mark exactly where your nail goes to keep it in that spot that you put it. So those picture hanging tools are available all over the place. But I'm gonna show you how to make one yourself using just a cereal box and a thumbtack. That's really all it takes. For this to work, the side of a cereal box works great, but basically you're looking for anything that has this thicker cardstock type material. So I'm gonna cut along the seam, then I'll cut off my ends. Now you end up with this, and because I have that, I actually want it to fit inside my hooks. So I'm gonna cut a little tab on the bottom. Once I have that T, I'm gonna use a basic push pin. So I'm gonna push this through, and then once it's there, you basically wanna put your push pin underneath, try to center it as best you can, poke a hole like that, and then you've got a nice little hook here that you can work with to test exactly where your picture needs to go. Now, of course, if you're using a much heavier picture, you may wanna double up or even triple up on these to make sure this is plenty strong to hold what you're mounting. So you put your picture about where you want it. Let's say we want it there. And then you just give it a little push. And there we go. There's our new mark right there. We know exactly where this nail goes to put that picture in that place we wanted it. Now my number 1 tip for picture hanging is tackling the nasty beast that is picture collages or galleries. These things can be a beast to do no matter what, and I've got a bunch of tips that are gonna put together, and it's kind of like the final exam of all of the tips that we've just gone through. So first thing, a lot of people talk about using butcher paper to do a layout. The fact is you can go to the dollar store and pick up some cheap gift wrap, or just use something that you've got kicking around the house. Next, we'll lay it all out the way we wanna see it on the wall. Okay, now I'm just using a regular pen. Gonna trace my lines on everything. Okay, once that's done, we can remove them and set those aside for just a minute. I'm gonna cut off the extra here to make this easier to work with. Now another tip that makes things a lot easier is take some sort of a straight edge. Doesn't have to be anything super fancy. I'm just using the manufactured edge of a poster board here. And I'm just gonna mark a straight line across here because I want a line to reference for level. Next, we can use any of the methods that we've used earlier to mark exactly where the nail should go. I'm gonna do the toothpaste one on this one. Lay it down. And if that toothpaste is extruding or sticking out enough, I'll get that. Perfect. So I know that's exactly where my line or my nail needs to go. Lay it out. And then I heard it pierce there. There's my hole. Okay, there's my nail hole for that one. Just like that, and drop it down. There it is, there's my little dot. Now we can take our layout over to the wall. We can use our line that we drew earlier to make sure that it's perfectly level. Okay, next we take our nails and drive them right through the layout. Then when we're done, we can just rip it all down. Ta-da! Now as you're looking at these photos, you might be wondering, did that dude actually go out and take pictures and do a whole photo session with his power tools? And the answer is yes. I hope it kind of livened up the video a little bit and adds a little dork factor to the whole thing. Now if you like this video, you might want to check out my video here, 7 Clever Uses for Painter's Tape. Thanks for watching.